out. Like, watch. Every time I go to pull it out, hung up somewhere. I don't know about you, but for me, when it comes to cars, there's certain projects that I've wanted to try for a long time. Sometimes I have ideas come to me and they just get trapped inside my head and rattle around and haunt me. I found that for me, the obsessing does not cease until I at least try to execute the idea. These ideas almost never come out looking the way that I originally envisioned them. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. Sometimes they come out almost exactly how I envisioned them, but the path to completion was nothing how I thought it would be, and is filled with obstacles and roadblocks that I have to either overcome and adapt to, or just realize that this project isn't meant to be and just give up on the idea altogether. Today's video is about one of those projects that came out looking almost exactly how I envisioned it, but the process of completing the project was nothing like I thought it would be. So one thing that I've always wanted to do for one reason or another was a D-Max style hood vent. Back when I had my first Miata, I was looking around online and I found this car. And I absolutely love the way that the hood vent looked on this car. But I just never got around to doing it. But now with my new build, I'm going to be mostly focused on body and aero stuff first. And I've already ordered my body kit, so it seemed like a good time to finally tackle this hood vent. I intended to make a full tutorial on how to do this, because I thought I had it figured out, but like I said, the project just didn't go how I thought it would. Hi, I'm Nate. This is my channel where I attempt to do car stuff.
What have you done?
So even though that my project didn't go exactly how I wanted, I know that there are some tips and tricks that I can give you. For this project, I bought two things. One was a laser level, and I felt like that really helped, finding the center of the hood. You could find 2 points in the center and then run the laser up it, and you have a line all the way up showing you the center. To me, it helped line everything up. The other thing I bought was a body panel stand from Harbor Freight, and that proved to be very useful. I did all the work on the hood with it on that stand, and I know that I'll continue using it in the future. They work great for other things too, like putting bumpers on top of, especially if you have to sand on a bumper or something, you can put it on that stand. Definitely something worth having around. Please, whatever you do, don't cut your hood while it's on the car. You don't want to do that. One tip is make sure that you don't cut into the stand. I definitely did that. Whoops. The vent actually goes below the surface of the hood, so it became hard to find the positioning of the vent, being that it wouldn't sit down on the hood, and it wouldn't sit down on the hood until I cut the hole. But I couldn't cut the hole until I knew where to position the vent. You see what I'm dealing with here?
Probably because this whole universe is against me.
If you look at the vent, it has very little border or edge around the outside. It's probably more meant to be molded into the hood. But I really didn't want to mold this into the hood. I wanted the look of an added-on piece. So my idea was using studs that were somehow glued or affixed to the underside of the hood vent and then bolted on with nuts on the underside of the hood. So you wouldn't see the hardware, but it would still have the look of an added-on piece. Where I ran into a lot of issues was drilling perfect corresponding holes in the hood to line up with the studs on the hood vent. I ended up needing to make each hole bigger than I originally wanted to. I think that this all could have gone a lot smoother if I would have made a better template that not only laid out the position of the hood vent and where to cut the hole, but also where to drill the holes for the studs. Then I could have used that template to not only drill the holes for the studs in the hood, but also place the studs on the vent. In theory, giving perfect placement of the studs to holes. I hope that makes sense.
You just blew my mind.
Then the last issue I ran into was with a couple of the studs coming off after they were fully cured. I ended up trying to use a product from JB Weld called Quick Weld. I thought that that would work. I had used it for other things, but with the studs that have came off, I switched to regular JB Weld, and so far all of those have held, but I'm still a little bit concerned that this will be an issue in the future. I didn't really want to add fiberglass to these studs, but that might be something that I explore in the future. And then the last thing that I have if you're doing this project is kind of a challenge. When I did this, I cut the hole in the hood and I cut the structure underneath and everything. It was at this point while editing the video that I realized how much I say the word structure in this section. And every time I hear myself say the word structure, I feel like I'm trying to do a Sean Connery impersonation or something. It's kind of weird. Anyways, let's run it back. When I did this, I cut the hole in the hood and I cut the structure underneath and everything. And my hood definitely is not near as sturdy as it used to be. It now has a little bit of play, which is to be expected when you cut the structure out of the hood. But looking at it, I don't think I had to cut it all. I think that you could probably do this with just cutting the top skin of the hood and parts of the structure. If you do that, you definitely won't have as good of airflow because it's not just a fully open hole. But I still think you could leave lots of the main parts of the structure fully intact, which in theory would maintain almost all of your hood's rigidity. So I would challenge you, if you're doing this project, to try that. Try cutting just the top skin of the hood and not all the understructure. Alright, that's it for me. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Even though this didn't go how I thought it would, it was still a good learning process, and I got lots more on the way. So get out there, mod your car, have fun, and stay safe.